Hey guys, this is Dinosaur Drawer, and today I'm gonna show you guys how to draw the 2019 Mothra. And if you don't know what Mothra is, it is actually a monster from the monsterverse of Godzilla. And yeah, the movie will be coming out very soon. And so this is basically a sketch that I didn't finish because I thought that I would rather put a little bit more time in the actual drawing than in the sketch. So yeah, this is the sketch that we're gonna be using. This is the pose that we're gonna draw it in. And I actually got these new white gel pens today, so I've got 3 of those. And I think that we might use it today in a couple of different kind of things to maybe get a highlight or a little bit more extra detail, like what I'm doing now. I'm just putting a little bit extra detail. So that's basically what I'm gonna try to use it for. All right, so let's get into the video. Okay, so we're gonna start with drawing the body of the creature. Let me just roll up my sleeves for a couple seconds. All right. So yeah, we're gonna start with drawing the body of the creature, and we want to start about over here. So I'm first gonna draw a very small head, maybe a little bit larger, something like this maybe. And let me zoom in on that so that I can get a little bit better, so you can see a little bit more detail. So this will be the head of Mothra, not sure how to pronounce it, but alright. Then we have something like a area over here, and then his the other part of his body kind of goes like this. And I'm just sketching it on paper, and I'm not really paying too much attention to the detail and the overall shapes. So attached to this area are the wings. So we have a wing that kind of goes like this, kind of a triangular shape, and it goes a little bit farther back than the end of his well, the end of his body. Then it is kind of shaped like this, and over here it goes like that, and then it goes all the way back to that area. So again, we're not paying too much attention to the detail, just the basic shapes of the creature will do for now. Alright, then we're gonna draw the largest wing. So he has 4 wings, two small ones on each side, and then a very large one on each side. So we're gonna start drawing it over here, and it goes up with a slight angle, and well, let's say it is about 3.5 times as long as this wing. So if we would set this wing to stand up like this, it would be 3.5 times that wing. So 1, 2, 3.5. So it would kind of end over there. And you can't see that because I didn't pay attention. So yeah, it will kind of end over here somewhere. Then this wing goes back down like this, and then it kind of has a dent going inward over here a little bit, and it attaches about over here somewhere. So we're just gonna draw it like this, and maybe I made it a little bit too long, just a tiny little bit, because it's supposed to end up about over there. So I just made it a tiny little bit too long, but that's okay. We can always go back and adjust it. So these are the basic shapes and proportions that we are gonna need in this drawing. Alright, now we're gonna start on his second wing, which starts about over here. So over there, and it's almost like the wing isn't supposed to be very pointy actually. It's supposed to be very very rounded, the end of the wing, the edge. Alright, and then this wing goes like this, and then we basically follow the same exact shape as we did before on this one. Maybe it's supposed to be just a tiny little bit longer, like that, because that looks a little bit more accurate to the other wing on the right side of the paper. Right, so now the only thing we still need to do is draw in the last wing, and the last wing will be about over here, and it's kind of angled up like this, and then we have a shape that goes like this. We don't really see too much of the last wing. Alright, so now we have the basic shapes and the basic shapes of the wings. Now we can focus on the what are those called? I think little legs, or I'm not sure if it are legs or if it's called something else, but I'll just call them the legs of the butterfly moth kind of creature. So we are first gonna start with sorry, my camera won't I just pressed the wrong button on accident. So yeah, we're gonna start again from this area of his body, which is a little bit farther back, I can see on the reference, and we're gonna start drawing it in like this, and then it goes like this, and then it goes like this. So that's gonna be the first one, and let's make this one a little bit longer because we want to match up with the other one. And now we have another leg that is a little bit smaller, and it goes like this, and then it basically goes like this, and it's a little small leg, I would say. Now we have one over here that starts over here, goes like this, and then it comes out from this leg. This is a really big one, by the way. Comes out from this leg, out of that leg, and it turns into a very big long area like this. Now we have the last one still left, which is kind of going like this, and then about the same length as this one. Alright, something like this. So now I'm gonna try to erase it a little bit, and I'm gonna actually draw the shapes of the legs to make it look a little bit more accurate. So I'm gonna start with this one. We have a very thick base. It's attached to a very strong and thick base. Then it kind of goes like this. Then it goes up and down again. And then it gets a little bit thinner at this area over here. and it looks something kind of like this, but I'm not really happy with the way that it turned out to look. So I'm just gonna go back and I'm gonna get it at a little bit of a different angle, I guess. Something a little bit more like this. And it doesn't look really good for now, but I assure you that it will look a lot better once we're finished. So this leg goes like this, and then over here it goes up into this area, like over there. Alright, now this one is a lot bigger. We can see a lot more of it. It is shaped like this, and the back also goes like this. Then it is shaped like this, and then this big thing comes out of it. Something like this. Alright, so now the last one, which is over here. Same shape as this one, but just a little bit smaller in size. Alright, so again, I want to erase this one because I'm still not happy with the way that it is positioned, and yeah, just the general way that I've drawn it. So I'm just gonna go with the way that it's supposed to go, like this, and then like that. That looks a lot better. So now this one can actually go, you can attach to that area over there. Alright, so the legs are about done, I would say. Now we can focus on a little bit more of the detail on his head, and for that I'm gonna use a finer point of my mechanical pencil, just to get the lines right and not looking so nasty like these, because these look very nasty because the point of the pencil is a little bit thicker, so that's why. Okay, so you can see an eye over here. Shaped like this. And then we can kind of see something like over there, the other side of his face, and I'm not sure if we can see too much of his face, but what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna draw two things like this, and maybe it will look okay in the end. And then we have kind of his big bulky back. And by the way, we can see that this one is attached over there as well. So we just quickly have to do that. Alright, so that's the basic of the body area. Now I'm gonna use the thicker point again, because I wanna I want to get a little bit more detail into his wings. So what we can see, we kind of see a very big eye over here. So I'm just gonna draw a circle over here, and also one over here. So I'm just gonna draw just the same kind of circle, but just half of it is blocked by the wing. And then the shape kind of goes into something like this, and then something like this. So I'm just sketching it very lightly right now because I don't want to make too big of mistakes. Alright, and then we can kind of see a pupil kind of shape over here, and inside of that is a very large white highlight, and all the rest of it can be darkened. Except for the highlight, of course. And I'm gonna do the same thing over here, just get the same kind of pupil in and the same kind of highlight. Alright. And it might look like those don't look the same, but that's okay because this wing is at a different angle than this wing, so that makes this shape a little bit different than the other one. But the shape is a little bit different as well, so let's just try and get that right. Alright, that looks a little bit better. So now we are at 17 minutes, so I still have some time to go through the detail on his wing. So what we see now is a couple of shapes like this. So I'm gonna zoom in here. So this is on the back of his wing. Alright, so we see a couple of shapes that start about over here that go like this, and they start off very big, and they kind of get bigger over here, a little bit bigger, but then they kind of get smaller and smaller once we progress to the tip of his wing. And over here they just turn into little circles and almost like a rusty shape. I mean, rusty kind of texture. And the only thing that we can see of this from on the other wing is this rusty kind of texture. So we're just gonna draw in a little bit of that rusty texture. Alright, so now we have certain lines that we need to follow, which are supposed to be kept white. So I'm just gonna quickly draw in those lines. So there's a line going down like this, and about over here, a little bit higher than this curve over here, you kind of curve inwards like this, and then you go up like that. And we have a white area over here as well. And let's see, then it kind of goes like this, and it splits up over here, and then there's one more white area, not really touching this, but going like this. and one going like this. And that's the only thing that we need to remember, because now we're gonna draw the shape in which we want it to stay white. So make sure you follow those lines and follow them correctly. And then this line goes all the way down. Then we have a shape like this, and then this line goes up with a slight bump over there, into this area. And then over here we have just a couple of white areas that we need to keep white. Like that. And that is the most important thing. So now we have an area that has a little bit more of a darker texture. So I'm just gonna draw in the shape of those darker textures. And in this area we just have a couple of circles that stay red, I guess, and then a lot of shadow surrounding it. Well, not shadow, but it's just the color of the wing is dark, very dark, maybe even black over here, so that's why. Alright, so now we need to kind of alright, so we do have a little bit of a highlight over here, so that is this white area. So it is actually in a lot of shadow, so that's why it seems like it's not white anymore, but it actually is. So over here we have the same kind of direction in which those lines go. So we need to make the wings identical with each other. Alright. So something that looks a lot like this. So now we are going to zoom out real quick, and yeah, now we can get into the back side of his body. So the shape kind of goes like this, and then it goes out again over here, and it has some pointy, strange things over here. Let's zoom in again so you guys can see it a little bit better. And then this goes like this into behind the wing, kind of disappears behind the wing, and then we have an area like this. We just connect these with each other, and that would be fine. So now let's zoom out again, and alright, now I'm just gonna go over the important lines with a darker pencil, or a with a finer point like this one. And yeah, then I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back, and what I basically did was I went over all the most important lines and shapes and kind of uh, adjusted those shapes to look a little bit more accurate to the one in the movie. And I forgot to autofocus. So yeah, this is what it looks like right now. I'm quite happy with it, and I am pretty sure that I will do a second part on how to do the shading and everything. But for a first part, I mean for the sketch of the drawing, this actually looks pretty good. So if you're not interested in doing more detail and getting the shading in, it's probably best for you to stop right here. But if you are interested and you are a little bit more advanced in your drawing, and you really do want it to have a lot of detail and a lot of shadow and lighting effects, then you should probably watch the second part. So if you like the video, leave a like, comment below what you think about the drawing and the about the video and the drawing in general, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss a single video. So this was Dinosaur Drawer, and goodbye.